The reason why you can't find a soulmate is because you still need to work on yourself. Welcome back to my channel. And today we are diving into the topic that everyone seems to be talking about right now. I'm finally getting to a point where I do want to find somebody. I don't want to be alone. And I've realized it is a lot harder than I thought, okay? Dating when I was younger was much more easier, less complicated. It's a whole different world out there and it's terrifying. So I've been surrounded by people and asking people the same exact question, like, why do you think you're still single? But before we begin, I want you to hit that like, subscribe, and notification so you never miss another one of our talks, because they're pretty great. You know, it's just me and you here having a conversation like the besties that we are. I cringed a little after I said that, but here I am. Alright, so let's get into it. So you're out here searching for your special someone that lights up your world, makes you feel all special inside. No such luck. You know, everyone is kind of really into the hookup culture, and you're just sitting there thinking to yourself, like, what a wonderful world. Psych. It's not a wonderful world. It is scary out here. It is terrifying out here. My God. Listen, looking for someone really does feel like a needle in the haystack. You are not alone. There's many people that feel exactly how you do. And I'm going to break it down where maybe some of this might be able to help. You might need to look inside and maybe change some things about you. First of all, let's talk about expectations. Yep. We are living in a world where social media and romantic comedies and even books feed us constant, unrealistic goals of what a relationship looks like. As someone that was married and divorced, relationships are extremely messy. They're very hard. It's constant work. It's beautiful in its own way, but it is not easy. And you're not going to be walking through the airport and you're not probably going to find your special somebody. I'm sorry to break this to you. Something I would tell my younger self is the daydreams that I had about what relationships aren't really that, you know. No one's going to sit here, give you that romantic comedy on a day-to-day basis. You know, we're all going through our own stuff inside of our brains, whether that's insecurity, this constant need for a romantic rom-com of your own life. It's just unrealistic. And the moment you can realize that these things are unrealistic, it makes life a lot easier, because you're not putting this constant pressure on yourself to have this fake life. Another thing that comes from expectations is we are constantly putting unrealistic expectations on our partners, and it does strain the relationship. So everything that you've done in your past, and maybe you've broken up and you're single now, you should learn from that. In reality, relationships require work. Just like anything that is worth having, it's worth working for. When in reality, one person can't be everything for us. You know, you might want a husband that fixes everything around the house and works and does this, but he might not be a handyman. And vice versa, you might want a woman that cooks, cleans, takes care of herself, also has a 9-to-5, when she might really hate cooking. And it's something that you have to have that conversation in the very early stages of your relationship. Learn from your past. It's not always up to another person to make you happy, and you have to learn from your past experiences, because it sometimes is us, and saying, wait a second, something I was doing might not have been working, and maybe I need to change this in order to find that soulmate. It really truly is finding someone that complements you instead of completes you. because the only thing and the only one that will ever complete you is yourself. So the moment we don't put these certain expectations on other humans, we start living a much more happier life. The next thing on the list is communication. We all lack communication. Maybe not all, but majority of humans lack communication. You can be getting into fights with people and continually harboring that. The other person has no idea what you're even mad about. You don't even know what the other person's mad about. It's one big circle without any resolution happening. The reason that you might not be able to find a soulmate is you bring that into your new relationship, okay? You are having a date with someone from, let's say, a dating site, and you're sitting there and you're, well, not communicating. You're not setting your boundaries. You're not letting them know, like, I don't really like this, or that. And it's not subsurface level either. It's all internal. Like, who are you really? Is there certain things that you really didn't like in your past relationship that you should probably communicate to your new whomever partner, possible partner, when it comes to, you know, maybe having babies? You might or might not want a baby. That's something, communication. Whether, you know, you might be a more jealous person and your significant other talking to somebody else might make you uncomfortable. It doesn't always need to escalate. It's a conversation that you need to have the person have at least the ability to understand why you are mad. Fights never get resolved because communication is lacking. Third thing on the list is timing. Ooh. It's a lover and a killer, let me tell you. Timing can be extremely tricky, my friends, and it's something we can't really control, and unfortunately it does play a huge role in meeting your soulmate. You might be walking home and you just really need to tie your shoe, and there goes your soulmate. Same goes with opposite. You might meet someone so absolutely incredible, but your timing might not be correct. You might not have fully healed. You might not even be ready to date yet. You have to trust that everything is happening for you, not against you. And so if that truly does happen and you feel something for this person, but unfortunately timing is not there yet, don't be hard on yourself. Okay, everything happens for a reason, and you might need to experience a little bit more growth when it comes down to it. You might need to experience alone time. Alone time is so beneficial for ourselves, to learn who we are, to become who we're supposed to be. Don't steer away from that, and don't get angry when life does a little upside down turn for you, because that might work out for you. Fourth, compatibility. I used to think that opposites attract, and I can honestly tell you that is some of the biggest crock of shit that you will ever be told. It might work for a little bit. It might be exciting. It might be new, but it probably won't last. Why? You have been shaped for many, many years, whether that was by your family or your friends or your school. And even though having somebody opposite might be very exciting at first, you start butting heads after a while. It's not just about finding someone that makes your heart flutter. It's about sharing goals. It's about sharing values. It's about feeling safe and at peace, because what is really the point of a relationship if you're going to be constantly fighting or constantly lacking interest? You have to think of the long-term goal here when it comes to having a soulmate. All of that comes together when you share the same view on life. Without compatibility, sustaining a meaningful, healthy, long relationship is nearly impossible. There really truly is somebody out there that is compatible with you. They might not make it on your list of blue eyes, 6 foot, finance, and the checklist is going to prevent you from finding someone. It's going to hold you in a state of lack and loneliness. A relationship succeeds or fails based on the choices that you or your partner have made. And if you are single, maybe it's choices that you made. Maybe it's choices that you need to not make. You have to remember that you are your own responsibility to find happiness. I'm just sitting back and realizing we all have something completely in common. All of us. And it really is having completely unrealistic goals and expectations for other human beings. I want this and 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 this. And that's insane. Stop trying to focus and worry about the perfect fit. The perfect fit does not exist. You create the perfect fit. You're not Cinderella, baby girl. And last but not least, for you to be able to find your soulmate, the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, you need to heal your wounds. You cannot go into a new relationship with the same baggage that you had in your past. You are constantly going to be making the same mistakes because the same lesson will be given to you until you learn it. You will not be able to outrun your trauma. You will not be able to outrun your internal dialogue. The moral of this story is the reason why you can't find a soulmate is because you still need to work on yourself. You are looking for the things that have not worked for you in the past. You are looking for things that do not serve you in your present. Your checklist needs to get burnt. It needs to get thrown out. You need to start seeing people the way you would want to be seen. Other people can have a checklist too, and all your qualities might not be on it. These people might not have everything, but they have some things, and I'm willing to compromise because I don't want to be alone forever. So there you have it. Finding love is more complicated than the Rubik's Cube, and it comes with twists and turns and heartbreak and crying, but beauty in it as well. It's not only about finding the right person, it's also being the right person. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next video.